Anyway, welcome back to Ace Combat 6. Today for the DLC showcase, it is the Eurofighter Typhoon. Uh, we're going to start in Vitose for the base plane. And I'm going to be honest, I don't normally fly the Typhoon. Mainly because,
a large-scale formation of Slovakia,
at least in this game, a lot of its purpose is either taken by the Raptor or can be done by the Eagle.
Put an end to this thing. Enemy bombers are approaching Vitose from the north. Our advance team estimate.
But today is all about the Typhoon. And for the base, we're going to be using the Slovakia SP color, the Rusalka. Although the Ameria color is actually in, I believe, Luftwaffe colors. I think that's how the German Air Force paint scheme is. Anyway, I digress. As we can see, the base... Fiona, nice of the Americans to invite us over as DLC, eh, Rati? Sup, Slice? Nugget? Not bad. I knew you'd be here, Nugget. This is your favorite plane we're talking about today. But as I was saying earlier, I normally don't use the Typhoon just because, at least in this game, a lot of its duties can be handled by either the Raptor or the Eagle. Anyway, as we can see with the stats, very good air-to-air speed, mobility. Not so good against the ground, though.
Garuda 1, which plane should I select? How about my weaponry?
No, Salty, I was giving you shit. Yes, it has rockets, but unlike the A-10, the Typhoon doesn't fire that many. And as you could see from my Idolmaster stream, where I had to take the Typhoon out against Liberation of Great Samaria, yeah, the rockets were great, but the Typhoon is almost too fast for its own good to make rocket strafing attacks. Salty, I love Gen 3's music. But when I was a kid, I'd always have to play it on silent because my parents hated, you know, the video game music.
Are we ready to fly with these planes? Garuda team, time to take off.
Garuda 1, you are cleared for takeoff.
Those bombers have passed through the mountains and are still on course for Vitose. They're here. Head back to the base if you need supplies. You can land there at any time.
Takeoff complete. Good luck up there.
Garuda team, a formation
Yeah,
of
this thing
enemy
has a
bombers is
lot
on
of
its way to
mobility.
Vitose. Take them out.
Fight a good fight, troops. You're our only hope.
This territory is all we've got left. Garuda team, it's in your hands. We've got to intercept.
Although I have to
these
say I
bombers.
prefer the A6
Stay within
variant
range
of the
radar
Typhoon
facility. That
to
should
the
give you
A7
upper hand
one.
in battle. Where are the enemy bombers?
Because at least the A6 one has a multi-lock missile.
They're
under attack on the front line. Our air defense network won't last much longer.
Work with our radar facilities on the ground. They should be able to help you out.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat too, Sly. I've never really given the Typhoon that much attention, largely because I'm American, and the Raptor, and especially A6, could do everything the Typhoon could.
It looks like another formation.
And the Eagle was always my favorite aircraft, and could get the job done no matter what. So I never really saw the need to use the Typhoon. Alright, so at least 2 full rotations, no worrying about stalling. Yeah, the Typhoon comes in, I believe, after Mission 12. You wouldn't use it for Liberation of Grace Maria. And the mission you would use it for, Grace Maria Patrol, the Raptor becomes available.
More enemy bombers incoming. There's quite a few this time.
So there was no point.
In gun range. Enemy aircraft downed. We have radar lock on.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
Garuda 1, ESM is active.
I've got lock on!
Salty, you said why use the Typhoon and Raptor? You should have an Adler. This is A6, so I believe what you were saying is why use the Typhoon and Raptor? You have a Nosferatu.
Enemy bombers incoming. Intercept. Fourth enemy bomber confirmed down. Keep up the good work.
Which you could say that about any A6 plane, really. Why are you using this? You have a Nosferatu.
Bombers are still incoming. Stay sharp.
Salty, them's fighting words.
Missile struck target.
Garuda 2 launched missile!
Take out those bombers first and foremost. Don't worry about the escorts.
Don't worry about the escorts as I proceed to destroy a Mirage.
Box 3.
Oh, if we had the machine gun pod, oh, that'd be awesome. And if you think the MGs in A6 are overpowered,
Intercept.
the A10s kills faster. So does Cypher and Pixie's machine guns for their DLC. You can see the bullets in the enemy
Bomber number 8 confirmed.
camera up there. See, like, just out of range.
Ninth bomber down.
Look, I got distracted by looking at the picture-in-picture and seeing the bullets just fly by.
All enemy bombers have been eliminated. We somehow
Tracers are bullets that are encased in white phosphorus, so they glow. If you get hit with a tracer, it will still kill you.
Roger that, Avalanche. I'll just report you as gunned down and missing in action.
That's pretty harsh, Ghost Eye.
All planes, it's time to get on home now. Try and make it back for supper.
All tracers are bullets, not all bullets are tracers.
Everyone, we are cleared for takeoff.
The enemy bombers have been intercepted.
All right.
Enemy aircraft around the Kesed perimeter. Our forces have taken.
So now that we have the
this
control,
opportunity, we expect the
Typhoon, we can have the fun begin. Sorry, I've been playing Anakin a lot in Battlefront. Bullets, rounds. I woke up about a half hour ago, people. Anyway. So we'll do invasion.
Attention, all pilots. Our capital city, Grace Maria, is under attack by unknown aircraft. Damage from
You
contacts
underestimate
is
my
widespread.
power.
All planes scramble and intercept all threats immediately.
What does that make Sly Obi-Wan? I have the high ground, Roscrease. Don't try it. You underestimate my power, Sly. Hello, Starscream. Just in time for the first DLC. This is where the fun begins. So the first one is the UEPO emblem. As we can see, we're flying German Air Force livery. At least if Assault Horizon has anything to go by it. Got the UEPM emblem. I believe the tailcode is EC. Stat-wise, we lose more air-to-ground because we lose about 12 rocket shots. We gain stability and lose a little bit of air-to-air because we lose weapons. Description: the heroes of Ace Combat 3 UPEO squadron aircraft. A stripped-down payload for increased stability coupled with outstanding turning performance allow this aircraft to weave through any battlefield with ease. Directly under the command of the International Peace and Security Council, NUN, lies UEPO, which in turn resides over SARF, charged with quelling military uprising across the globe. Now, when I first, was playing this aircraft back in the 360, I was like, what the fuck are all these acronyms? Also, Sly, since you're here, I have a beef with one of Ace, or the DLC descriptions for the Rafale. Okay, I'm gonna read this description. Sly, you tell me what you think I might have a beef with this about. Ace Combat Zero Espada aircraft. A heavy command cruiser escort. This fighter's improved turning ability places it at the pinnacle of air combat. Despite a decrease in speed performance, its light and quick movement ensure its dominance over the enemy. The Sappan Air Force 9th Air Land Division 11th Tactical Fighter Squadron, Espada. This squadron has fought in countless battles as they evolved from a group of mercenaries to members of the terrorist group A World with No Boundaries. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sly, but I don't believe that Espada were ever mercenaries. If I recall right, they were legitimate Sapin Air Force, or a legitimate Sapin Air Force unit. Therefore, soldiers, not mercs. So anyway, I figured I should bring that potential lore discrepancy up to the lore master. Now back to a regularly scheduled program. Basically, this version, its main thing is it has better mobility and stability stats, but at the cost of straight up weapons. I mean, we go from 250 Sidewinders to 150, 48 XLAA to 32, 66 XMA6 to 42, and 32 rockets to 20. Which actually makes sense given how the UEPO operated. They got the hand-me-downs. Also, the Typhoon is your starter aircraft, so of course it's going to have one. Not as good stats compared to the upper tier aircraft.
Garuda team, time to take off.
They took out King's Bridge! Who's attacking? What the hell is going on? Control, get those planes up fast! Roger that. Preparing for takeoff. I want a damage assessment now! We've taken extensive damage from those bombers, including a number of civilian casualties! What's going on with the bombers?
They took out Kingsbridge. Hey Sly, at least that guy properly identified which bridge he was talking about.
Garuda 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Don't get overeager. Just do what you always do.
I always liked the UEPO roundel or emblem.
Garuda 1 liftoff. Cerberus team runway clearance granted.
May the Golden Bridge smile upon you.
All aircraft under airborne command's jurisdiction following takeoff. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
Airborne warning and control system goes.
Although yesterday we ended the stream with May the Golden Rafale.
We must implement an emergency reformation. Follow your individual instructions. Garuda 1, you do not have a wingman.
The Typhoon is a very
Shamrock, are you alone?
good-looking aircraft, but
Very well. As of now, you're
I prefer the Rafale's look to the Typhoon. I think for me it's the position of the canards.
So I'm Garuda 2. Garuda 1, I've got your back.
Um,
No time for introductions now, though.
Because in the Rafale, the canards are kind of behind the cockpit, whereas in the Typhoon, they're in front.
you are authorized to engage in
I know, I think it just
area.
Roger that.
makes the Typhoon look like it's got its nose pierced or something.
King smile upon us.
It just looks weird to me. Alright. As soon as we spawn the Rafales, we'll, I'll do the
We are currently in a
IG
state of
turn
emergency.
test.
Our nation is under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to fend off the invasion.
Garuda 2, roger that.
No.
Garuda 1, you call the
Ty-
shots.
the canards are those little front wings.
This is Commander with Alpha 15 Squadron.
The Tomcat doesn't have those.
Stay alert.
It has swept wings.
There's too many of them. Use your SP weapon.
If anything, when it goes fast, it has a delta.
All ships determined in sequence over the bay. Get those anti-air guns ready for battle.
I can already feel the enhanced stability.
ID on the invaders. We're engaged with the Estovakian military.
Oh yeah, the Typhoon's a great-looking aircraft. I just think the extreme forward canards make it a little weird-looking.
The Estovakian threat level has been reduced. You should be able to hold out against them.
Garuda 1, we've almost got him. Let's do this one plane at a time.
It's starting to take up. One thing I've noticed is that the Hornets start to... Yeah. Once the Hornets start to fly up, it's so hard to one-shot them. Alright, but we still just barely managed to spawn their falls.
Manners before we kick 'em out.
Now we can have fun. And to really test the enhanced stability, IG turn test. How many rotations before? Alright, so about 2.5 before the aircraft actually stalls out. Pretty good, in my opinion.
Garuda team, watch your necks out there. Stick with close-range targets and run them down.
Although I do notice that the lock-on takes a little bit longer than the base one. I'm not sure if that's just me reading into it or if that's actually a thing. Because I can actually see that being a thing given how the UEPO is the unloved stepchild of Ace 3. UEP. Am I saying it wrong? I am. God damn it. Okay, in my defense, there's an old 90s sci-fi show called Sequest, and the main organization was the UEPO. And I watched the hell out of Sequest. And I haven't actually played Ace 3, so I get those confused a lot.
All airborne tanks have been destroyed. Ghost Dock, how are things on the ground?
We've managed to stave them off so far, but we've got to stay on constant alert.
Roger that. Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
In fact, in Sequest, the first captain was the guy from Jaws. He finally was brave enough to get back into the water in a really big fucking submarine.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
Oath. Roy Schneider? I believe so. I think his character's name was Nathan Bridges or something. Want to redeem Hydrate? Yeah, I don't know how to do tickets. I don't think I can because I'm not an affiliate yet. So if you want to make sure you can spam tickets to make me do random shit during stream, make sure to help promote the channel so I can become an affiliate. No, in all seriousness, this is just a hobby for me.
Box 3. Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
Okay, I'm running out of AMRAMs, so let's go after the Rafales, because I want to have enough AMRAMs to do the Strigan surprise. Yeah, Redeemed Dab is going to be useless. I don't have a camera, and I don't plan on getting one, because no one wants to see my ugly mug. Especially not me.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Talisman is locked on.
Which means posture check's also going to be useless, because I could just say, oh yeah, I checked my posture and still have the controller behind my head. Oh, you stupid Rafale.
Launching missile. Missile struck target.
That's what I like to hear. Our air
I'm assuming Shamrock already got some of the Rafales, because I only killed 2.
Threat level is even
There
lower
should have
now.
been
Drive
4.
them out of Ameria.
You can take a picture of yourself, Tabby.
I got the
Redeem,
second team.
make me say what fucking bridge. Yeah, I could do something like that. Instead of make me dab or posture check or something, it's like, Redeem, make me say X.
We are ready for Nimbus launch. Begin the countdown. Booster ignition complete.
What's this?
Alright, now to set up what I like to call the Strigan surprise.
Number 3, your radio's down. Number 3, where are you?
God damn it, Sly, at least give me credit. Strigan sandwich.
Where are they coming from?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a sandwich because their 6s are clear, it's just they're facing a Macross missile massacre on their 12 o'clock.
About our city. What about Grace Mary?
Make me sing Archange. Oh god, I don't even know the lyrics to Archange. The Strigan Shred. Yeah. Strigans. Again, scissor implies 2
Warning,
fronts.
additional enemy planes have been spotted on radar. You don't want to know how many.
This is Strigan 12. Target acquired.
Look at all that! Oh my god! Oh my god! Did you see that? It was reduced to 2! Oh my god! I think we got them all!
This is Ghost Eye to all planes. Air Defense Command has ordered an evacuation. We have been ordered to give up Grace Mary. Break away from this airspace and head west.
Jesus shit!
We are militarily at a huge disadvantage. Comply with the order and head west.
This is Avalanche.
Oh god.
Get out of here.
Okay.
You're about to exit the combat zone.
I'm sorry.
Maintain your course west to leave the airspace. Garuda team, you've made it out of the combat zone. Head for the rendezvous point.
Why can't you clip?
promise
I
I'll be
don't
back
know.
for you.
I wish somebody could clip that.
I promise.
I don't know how to clip stuff off my own stream.
Ghost Tide, Garuda 1 Talisman, and Garuda 2 Shamrock. We are currently...
But Sly chatted something that
Our military has escaped.
I was
destruction
unable to
because
read
of
at the
your
time
valiant efforts
because-
on the battlefield. But our capital, Grace Maria,
well,
has been temporarily occupied by Estavakian
I got
forces,
broken.
and our central government has been
like-
usurped by them as well.
Oh, you want to invade
The nation
America,
of
huh?
Slovakia,
American Air
declared
Force
war with our
engage.
country, has
Sick of
simultaneously
boys.
launched. In response, the Republic of Ameria's political
8
council unanimously
Striggans.
adopted a resolution of open
We
war
got them all.
against the Federal Republic
They
of
field
Estavakia.
all of them. They only
Our
field
forces
8.
remaining on the American
We
mainland
got
are
them
still
all.
fighting in desperation
Oh my
to protect
God.
our country. Once our intelligence has been sorted and confirmed, the Republic of America's armed forces.
I don't
must
know if you can
immediately
clip it
regroup
anymore. I
and
think
counterattack
Sly wanted to
against
clip.
the Federal Republic of Estavakia.
I mean, he
Beautiful
could have
country of
mentioned he
America
wanted to
belongs
clip
to us, only
the
us, the American people.
the 6 just going down, but I think he wanted to clip my reaction to it. So I don't know. I've never been good with clipping. I just hit a button and it did it. I don't see why it wouldn't be enabled. Yep, post it in the chat, man. All right. Go back to invasion. Because I think this is the best dogfighting mission of A6. Next aircraft. The Type 3, or the Type Ace 3. We lose that stability, but gain air-to-air and speed. We have no air-to-ground because this one doesn't have rockets. It doesn't have AMRAAMs either, although apparently it has XLAAs. We gain defense and lose mobility. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna mute myself so I can watch the clip here. Strigan, or Strigan is Strigon. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and publish that as a highlight. So it's saved for posterity. Oh, okay, a spotted team is a mercenary unit. Fair enough. Oh, you got the good part there, Salty. My breaking. Well, if they were a mercenary unit, that would explain the lack of uniformity for their squadron. Because every other Strange Rail squadron that I know of, aside from Spare, obviously, has uniform planes in their squadron, minus... Okay, I take that back. There's one other one. Wizard has mixed units, but that's because Bristow is evil and hates you. And wants to use the F-16 as bait. Silber is uniform safe for its ace. I don't necessarily count it. Because, like, the entire squadron got upgraded save for the old boomer. And War Dog in Mission 1 and 2, War Dog is a training squadron. So they're flying trainer planes. Whereas their leader is flying his own plane. So again... Because once the war starts, War Dog officially becomes an actual military squadron. It's uniform. Canonically. Again, up to player's choice. And I would say that Garuda Team is canonically a uniform Eagle squadron. Fair enough, but Galm is a mercenary unit. So I would expect them to be a mixed unit. Anyway. The major difference for the Type 3 aircraft is, well, as the description says, Ace Combat 3 aircraft. A faithful recreation of the Ace Combat 3 aircraft performance design, although hindered by slow turning response. Have you looked at that mobility? That's pretty good. This fighter boasts outstanding speed, performance, and durability. However, the aircraft lacks SP weapons, which are not introduced until after Ace Combat 3.
Garuda team, time to take off.
Alright, so it says no SP weapons, but it also said I got a certain number of XLAA, so I'm not sure how this is going to work out. Okay, I wasn't really paying attention to the mission number. I was just assuming he was referring to the fact that Golem Team goes from canonically both F-15s to canonically an F-15 and an F-16 because your wingman changes. But my point is, Golem is a mercenary unit. I don't expect them to be a uniform squadron because they're not legitimate military. And by the time we fight against Wizard Squadron, they're not legitimate military either.
Garuda 1, you do not have a wingman. Let's see. Shamrock. Shamrock, are you alone too?
Yeah, F in the chats for Cerberus Team.
Okay.
Or salute.
So I'm Garuda 2. Garuda 1, I've got your back.
And what does it say about me that the Ace 4 fan was the one that wanted to salute in the chat for Cerberus team, where the Ace 6 fan barely pays attention to that anymore because I've heard it like 50,000 times. I actually get XLAAs. Holy crap.
Ghost Tide, Garuda 1, Talisman, and Garuda 2 Shadow.
I guess those were a thing in
Currently
Ace
a
3.
state of emergency. Our nation is under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to fend off the invasion. Garuda 2, roger that. Garuda
Okay,
1,
so
all
yeah,
shots.
compared to the others, this mobility is pretty shit.
This is Commander Whitmer of the 15th Squadron. The enemy is expanding its field of attack. Stay alert.
Garuda 1, there's too many of them. Use your SP weapon.
All ships determining enemy forces over the plain.
If Ace 3 didn't have special weapons, then why do I have whatever the European term for phoenixes are?
We interrupt this program for an emergency news report. Grace Marion is currently under attack by unidentified aircraft. The damage apparently extends throughout the entire capital.
Please be safe. We've got an idea on the invaders. We're engaged with the Estovakian military.
Sly, I'm using phoenixes against airborne tanks. It looks like Rosgreaves has finally snapped. He's using air-to-air special weapons against tanks.
Our highway's being bombed to hell. It's totally useless now.
The Estovakian threat level has been reduced. We should be able to hold out against them. Garuda 1, we've almost got them. Let's do this one plane at a time.
What can I say? My laughter is infectious. Okay, so we're gonna leave the UH-9s because it's way too late to spawn the Hornets.
I say we teach them a few
Die,
manners
Phantoms.
before we kick them out.
Okay, this plane handles really weird. Is this how Ace 3 planes typically handle? Also, no high G turns because high G wasn't a thing until Ace 6. Like the Ace 2 handling I could handle. This just feels weird. Like even weirder than Ace 4 for me.
Close range targets and run them down. Talisman is locked on. Enemy plane down.
After the mission Starscream, I'll publish that as a highlight on my channel for posterity's sake.
Box 3, box 3. Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
Yeah, when I'm laughing that hard, I tend to go high pitched for some reason. I don't know why.
In gun range. Enemy down.
I somehow managed to evacuate everyone. I just hope they don't drop a bomb on us.
Talisman is locked on.
Alright, now let's just build up the assault charge for the... See how many Striggans we can get this time. I doubt we'll be able to get all of them. Kirk should still be alive. The Unsung War happened in 2010.
Careful now.
The
Enemy has you on
right
radar.
now it's 2015.
All airborne tanks have been destroyed. Ghost Town, how are things on the ground?
We've managed to stave them off so far, but we've got to stay on constant alert.
Roger that.
That's what I said. Oh yeah, it's in real life 2015. Those are simpler times. A7 was just announced. Infinity was still alive.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
It wasn't an election year.
Radar lock.
I had just made the move to Enterprise. Oh yeah, I have no doubt that Kirk would be a senior citizen doggy, but he didn't look that old to me in 2010. I want to say he'd be like 3 or 4 in 2010, which means he'd be 7 or 8 in 2015. No, 8 or 9. So while old, oh, he was 7 in 2010? Ooh. Then yeah, he could be dead. I was just going based off of
We have
looks. I
radar
didn't
lock on.
actually know when he was born.
Fox 2, Fox 2. Careful now.
Shamrock, don't
The enemy
drift
has
into
you
my
on
gun.
radar.
Okay, so I want the assault bar charged at least to blue.
Garuda 1, Fox 3.
Alright, it's charged to blue, which means we should have enough charge for the Strigan Stomp.
Careful now. The enemy
In case
has you on
you're
radar.
wondering, the higher your assault bar, the more Amerian reinforcements you can call in when you activate Allied attack or Allied cover.
Enemy aircraft down. Talisman is locked on. In gun range.
That's what I like to hear. Our Air Force is holding down the enemy. Keep it up.
The Estovakian threat level is even lower now. Drive them out of Ameria.
Igon to Strigan team. We are prepared to launch. Strigan leader to Igayan. We will commence mission operations once your delivery is complete.
How the hell did you do that? According to this picture, the only mission available
Attention all aircraft.
is the heavy command cruiser.
Launch. Begin the countdown. Booster ignition complete. Launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire!
Look at the top.
Engage the enemy
Oh.
following Nimbus impact. Finish them off.
Ace of Aces, huh? Nice.
What's this? Missiles?
Oh, Jesus! Spawn me right into Nimbus.
Number 3, your radio's down. Number 3, where are you?
Sly's trying to get me killed. He's having me look at
Wiped off the radar.
his picture-in-picture stuff.
Enemy cruise missile incoming.
Those are no ordinary cruise missiles. Evade like hell if you want out of this alive.
Damn it! What about our city? What about Grace Maria?
Okay, so I don't have anybody on my 6, relatively speaking.
Hey, on your side. Isn't your IFF working?
And Shamrock is kind of behind me.
Warning, additional enemy planes have been spotted on radar. You don't want to know how many.
This is Strigan 12. Target acquired. Moving to engage. Calling all civilian planes. Grace Maria shall be ours within 80.
Yeah, the XLAA suck for this. You need AMRAAMs. We got at least 4. 5.
Strigan leaders hit. Are you all right, sir?
What the hell was that?
Plane was taken by the heat.
Possibly 6.
Grace Maria is now under our control. All planes return to base. Strigan, I'm leaving you in charge. Roger, Lieutenant Colonel Bridgek. What's your command from here? Hope you make it, sir.
This is Ghost Eye to all planes. Air Defense Command has ordered an evacuation. You've been ordered
Well-
to give up Grace Maria. Break away from this airspace and head west.
Are you out of your mind? We can't comply with that order.
We are militarily at a huge disadvantage.
I blame that one on the XLAAs. In A6, they do not track
Listen.
very well
It's
at
only
shorter
temporary.
ranges.
The plan is to withdraw, meet up with all remaining forces from
And
each
the
area,
fact
then
that
regroup
Strigan
for a
comes
counterattack.
at you at full afterburners means the range closed too
Follow the
quick.
order.
This is Garuda 2 to Garuda 1. We really should get out of here.
Think that the emulator has problems.
Exit the combat zone. Maintain your course west.
Is that the
Leave
only
airspace.
360 emulator? Sly? The Zinnia thing?
Garuda team, you've made it out of the combat zone. Head for the rendezvous point.
Okay,
I promise we'll be back for you.
fair enough.
Just a little longer. I promise.
Now scroll up chat.
Ghost Eye to Garuda 1 Talisman and Garuda 2 Shamrock.
Okay, I'm gonna
Our military has
publish
escaped
the other,
destruction
or
because of your
Starscream's
valiant efforts on the battlefield.
clip.
But our capital, Grace Maria, has been temporarily occupied by Estavakian forces, and our central government has been usurped by them as well. The nation of Estavakia had declared war with our country as it simultaneously launched a surprise attack on Grace Maria. In response, the Republic of Emeria's Political Council unanimously adopted a resolution of open war against the Federal Republic of Estavakia. Our forces remaining on the Emerian mainland are still fighting in desperation to protect once the beautiful country of Attention all pilots.
mic. Yeah, I had muted that for, I muted myself because I was clipping Starscream's, clip. And I forgot to turn it back on. I am awake! Pro streamer. Anyway, so I'll redo the description. Okay. Extremely agile maneuverability assures this aircraft's dominance in a dogfight, hindered by low durability. Overwhelming attack prowess is its foremost form of defense. The elite ROT team, led by the Red Swallow, was charged with maintaining air superiority over Area B7R. The proud and deeply patriotic team leader soon became the face of the Belkan Air Force. Also, since I apparently muted myself for this sly, I have no idea how Shamrock handles an ECM pod because I've never given him one. I've always thought they were useless. So, we'll give him one now. Just for experimentation's sake. Does the Hornet have one? Yes, the Hornet has one. There. Hornet now has ECM.
Garuda team, time to take off.
They took out King's Bridge! Who's attacking? What the hell is going on? Control, get those planes up fast! Roger that. Preparing for takeoff. I want a damage assessment now. We've taken extensive damage from those bombers, including a number of civilian casualties. What's going on with the bombers? We can't hold out much longer. What? The orders from above! Bolter, take it off!
I just love the ROT livery. It's honestly my favorite favorite Belkan livery.
Don't get overeager. Just do what you always do.
Imagine ranking every theme in A6. I mean, I could probably do it.
Garuda 1 liftoff.
I'd have to think about it.
News died. Garuda 1 Talisman and Garuda 2 Shamrock. We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to fend off the invasion.
Garuda 2, roger that. Garuda 1, you call the shots.
Missile stutter.
This is Commander Wynn of the 15th Squadron. The enemy is expanding its field of attack. Stay alert.
Garuda 1, there's too many of them. Use your SP weapon.
And down them all.
Determining enemy forces over the bay. Get those anti-air guns ready for battle.
ROT leader to ROT squadron. We're being invaded by stovey dogs. Down them all.
Interrupt this program for an emergency news report. Grace Marion is currently under attack by unidentified aircraft. The damage apparently extends.
But no, I have the utmost respect for ROT leader.
We've got an ID on the invaders.
And if I'm being honest, I could actually see ROT leader defecting in if we hadn't already shot him down.
Has been reduced. You should be able to hold out against them.
Garuda 1, we've almost got him. Let's do this one plane at a time.
I could see him defecting if he would have known what the Belkan High Command was planning on doing for June 6th. Because ROT strikes me as an honorable pilot.
Unbelievable. I say we teach him a few manners before we kick him out.
Sly says, I'd let ROT 1 fuck me. Alright. I mean, no judgment here. Yeah, there are a few Belkan squadrons that I would honestly believe would follow Huckbind and defect over June 6th. I never said that. Oh, god damn it.
The Estovakian threat level is even lower
I went
now.
for the Hornet
Drive them out of the
kills. Okay, look. Sly, it all depends. Did Rot 1 buy me dinner first? And is it a really good fucking dinner? If so, maybe.
Attention all aircraft. We are ready for Nimbus launch.
It's Pop's Diner. No. I want that Ataran Bistro. Or Bistro. Or nothing.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fire!
That's my price.
What's this? Missiles?
Number 3, your radio's down. Number 3, where are you? Somebody with cruise missiles just detonated in midair. Half our planes have been wiped off the radar.
What the hell was that? Where are they coming from?
Enemy cruise missile incoming.
Those are no ordinary cruise missiles.
But no, other Belkin squadrons that I think would have a problem with
Damn it!
the June 6th
What about Grace Mary?
nuclear
What the hell's happening?
thing would be Indigo, since they're all about the Belkin knighthood. Pop's Burgers are going to be artisanal. Okay. Is Pop Steiner where Longcaster gets his burgers? Because if that's the case, then okay, I'll allow it.
This is Striker 12. Target acquired. Moving to engage. Striker 4 is down. Fox 2, Fox 2. Striker leader is hit. Are you alright, sir? Driver's taken quite the hit. Fly like this.
Groon? I think Groon would disagree with it, but they're pragmatic, so I don't know.
This is Ghost Eye to all planes. Air Defense Command has ordered an evacuation.
I think Groon wouldn't defect, I think they'd just resign.
Break away from this airspace and head west.
Out of your mind. We can't comply with that order.
We are militarily at a huge disadvantage. Comply with the order and head west.
This is Avalanche. We're not going anywhere.
Oh, we need to talk to Groon about the diner.
The plan is
Oh, okay.
meet up with all remaining forces from each area, then regroup for a counterattack. We can't afford to lose you. Follow the order.
This is
The
Garuda
Belkin
2.
squadrons that
We really should
I
get out
think
of
would
here.
either defect or resign would be Rot, Indigo,
Garuda team, you're about to exit
Schnee.
the combat zone. Maintain your course west to leave the
Um,
airspace.
and possibly Silver 1. I don't know about the rest of the youngins in Silver. They'd probably just follow their leader.
Garuda team, you've made it out of the combat zone. Head for the rendezvous point.
I promise we'll be back for you. Just a little longer. I promise.
Our military
Yeah,
has escaped destruction
someone
because
did
of your
fuck up
valiant
at
efforts
Mary's
on
air
the
defenses
battlefield.
right
But our
before that.
capital, Grace Maria, has been temporarily occupied by Estovakian forces. And our central government has been usurped. The nation of Estovakia had declared war with our
Only 5 Striggins this time. Let's go back to Vitose just for some variety's sake. I mean, I would do Saluna Peak, but I really don't want to fight the drones without either a Sparrow or a QAAM or an EML. Oh, that's right. That's why we only got 5 Striggans. I gave Shamrock the ECM pod. It's like, why isn't Shamrock firing? Oh yeah, he activated his ECM. It is useless on Shamrock. Yeah, whenever you use the attack button, when Shamrock attacks for the first time, he uses his special weapons. All the time, unless you equipped him with if you tell him to attack something that his special weapons literally can't attack. Like if you equip him with XAGMs and then tell him to attack an F-15, he'll just go, what the fuck, and then launch his Sidewinders. But if he can use his special weapon, he will. Alright, so the next one is the Rosgrees. We lose some air-to-air and air-to-ground, but gain stability, defense, and speed. And we also gain the amazing all-black livery of the Rosgrees. One thing that I love about the A6 Rosgrees DLC, if you look close enough, you can see the faint outline of the Ocean color camouflage livery, just like in Ace 5. It's a really nice touch if you ask me.
How about my weaponry? Are we ready to fly with these planes? Garuda team, time to take off.
See, it's faint, but it's there.
Passed through the mountains and are still on course for Vitose.
Kind of see how the
Head back to the base
shade
if
of
you
black
need to
is
fly. You can
different
land there at any
on
time.
some of the wings.
Takeoff complete. Good luck up there.
Garuda team, a formation
This
of
might actually be one of the
bombers
most
is on its way
mobile
to
of the
Vitose.
Rosgrees
Take them out.
DLC skins.
Fight a good fight. You're our only hope.
This territory's all we've got left. Garuda team, it's in your hands. We've got to intercept those bombers. Stay within range of the radar facility. That should give you the upper hand in battle.
Where are the enemy bombers?
They're in the sky, Shamrock. They're not stealth. They should show up on radar.
They're under attack on the front line. Our air defense network won't last much longer.
Work with our radar facilities on the ground. They should be able to help you out. Enemy kill confirmed. More enemy bombers detected
Yeah.
on radar.
Black wash than full paint job. But I just like how it's another further callback to Ace 5. Because as
Planes are showing up
Sly
on radar.
mentioned
It's another bomber
numerous
formation.
times,
Intercept.
not a lot of people who played Ace 5 ever played Ace 6. So theoretically, for the DLC, all they really need to do is just have a black aircraft. But the fact that they still went that extra mile to make it as authentic to a Rosgri skin as possible, despite the fact that the original fan base wasn't there, you have to commend that.
Second enemy bomber is down.
And I can guarantee you that nobody who played Ace 6 first ever played Ace 3.
Missile strike confirmed.
So the authentic Ace 3 feeling aircraft,
This time.
that didn't need to be there. But it does help connect Ace 6 to the rest of Strandrill by doing that.
Watch out for that missile, Garuda 1.
There's a bandit tailing you. Break off.
Radar lock.
I have it. Careful now.
Die, Phantom.
Has you on radar.
Enemy bombers incoming. Intercept. Fourth enemy bomber confirmed down. Keep up the good work. Bombers are still incoming. Stay sharp.
I've played a few missions on Air Combat. And I've played, or I have Legacy, but I've never actually played Ace 2. And I've never played Ace 3. And I really don't.
Really something, Garuda 1.
The only way I play Ace 3 is if I had the Japanese version. Because from what I hear, the export version is watered down generic. It's the UPEO of Ace 3 titles.
Take out those bombers first and foremost. Don't worry about the escorts.
I almost said UEPO again.
Lock on.
Must kill Phantom.
Enemy bombers are approaching the city. Intercept.
Oh, it'll be fine. I have time.
Watch out. The enemy has a lock on you.
Talisman is locked on. Bomber number 8 confirmed down. Enemy aircraft down.
Ninth bomber down.
Bing!
All enemy bombers have been eliminated. We somehow plucked every last one of them.
Enemy bomber formation is confirmed down. I have to say you handled things well.
Whooping all that praise on us.
This has actually been one of the most
The face to go back
agile
Roger that.
Rosgri's
I'll just report you as gunned down and
aircraft I've flown. The only
That's pretty
other
harsh,
one
Ghost Eye.
all planes.
would be the
Try and make it back for supper.
Nosferatu.
The enemy bombers are...
Alright, we have one more DLC aircraft to test. And that will be the Orange Wing. Like the rest of them, the rest of the colored aircraft, it shares the same base stats as the base American plane. The exception being it's maxed out air-to-air and air-to-ground, and that's largely because it has 800 fucking Sidewinders. Now, I've never actually flown this, even in my A6, or in my 360 days, just because I'm not a fan of the color. But
Garuda 1,
let's give it a try.
How about my weapon? Are we ready to fly with these planes?
We're ready to
Garuda
fly with
team,
these
time to
planes.
take off.
Orange team, time to take off. We're flying for Syracuse. Syracuse Orangemen. I don't know if anybody follows NCAA basketball, but Syracuse normally gets into the NCAA tournament. And their mascot is literally a dude with an orange for a head. And they call themselves the Orangemen. So we're flying for Syracuse right now. Oh Jesus, look how orange that is.
This territory's all we've got left. Garuda team, it's in your hands. We've got to intercept those bombers. Stay within range of the radar facility. That should give you the upper hand in battle.
Where are the enemy bombers?
Look at all that smoke.
They're under attack on the front line. Our air defense network won't last much longer.
I usually don't have the ability to follow the NCAA,
Facilities on the ground. They should be able to help.
but I will follow the March Madness tournament, and the team I usually root for, because it's in my home state, is the University of Kansas. Rock Chalk.
Garuda 1, Box 3.
I mean, you could say fake tan, but I was gonna go with Tang. These missiles are fueled by Sunny Delight,
Okay.
or Sunny D,
Roger that. I'm on the attack.
or Orange Drink.
More enemy bombers detected on radar. It looks like another formation.
All planes hit back to base once you're out of bombs. Initiate bombing sequence.
Just
Enemy bombers are approaching the city. Get on the scene immediately.
Just look at that artificially colored and flavored orange-like substance.
More planes are showing up on radar. It's another bomber
Okay,
formation.
head cannon now. The Orange Wings missile trails are fueled by high fructose corn syrup and orange dye. Got that slide? Write that down in the wiki.
Damn it. What a bunch of lies.
It literally turns the kids yellow if they drink enough Sunny D. Holy crap! I don't think I've ever heard of reports of that happening in the
Bombers
States.
incoming. There's quite a few this time.
I've got lock on.
Okay, that's the new way. Go down here. Well, Shamrock fired a missile. What do they put in it? Like some sort of keratin or something? Because I know if your diet consists of things with a lot of keratin in it, you turn that color.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Keep up the good work. Enemy bombers incoming. Intercept.
I've got a lock. I tagged one.
That was in a Scrubs episode.
Bombers are still incoming. Stay sharp. Enemy aircraft down. In gun range. Take out those bombers first and foremost. Don't worry about the escorts. Connecting ESM for Garuda 1.
I have it.
Okay, so I have an idea for an Ace 5 superplane. It's the Hawk, but it has 800 Sidewinders.
Shamrock, box 2.
Would you fly it?
Watch out. The enemy has a lock on you.
Yes.
Enemy bombers are approaching the city.
Sorry about that. Allergy season still exists in the Midwest.
Talisman is locked on. Bomber number 8 confirmed down.
Ninth bomber down.
Well, it also has the disadvantage of no afterburners. And the main disadvantage that I feel in all of the Ace 5 planes
I
is,
have to say you handled things well.
especially for me coming from this game, they all feel
Roger
underarmed.
that, Avalanche. I'll just report you as gunned down and missing in action.
That's pretty harsh, Ghost Eye.
Cue the Holy Trinity response of "Get good." Okay. So that's all the Typhoons that we're going to test.
Our forces have taken advantage of this.
I know there's an
opportunity to
Idolmaster,
launch a swift counterattack.
but
We
I had enough of that Idolmaster when I had to fly it over Liberation of Grace Maria. I'm not subjecting myself to that torture again. So now it's time for the rankings. Overall, I'd have to say that the best Typhoon for what it does, or what the Typhoon's supposed to do, is Rot. It maximizes its mobility in air-to-air with without sacrificing speed. Granted, it can't take as much of a hit, but with as mobile and agile as this plane is, you shouldn't be taking hits anyway. Delivery is amazing. See you, Star. Side note, what is WL? I'll have to ask Sly what WL is. You're welcome, Stars. But Rot is the one Typhoon back in my 360 days that I actually used. When I was going to use a Typhoon, I used Rot. And I don't regret it. Second rank, or second place for me, would be the Rosgrease. It's agile and tanky. You don't usually get that in a combination. But what holds it back for me is, I don't know, it feels a little slower, and the lock-on speed compared to Rot is a little bit slower, which again, given the fact that its air-to-air isn't as good, makes sense. Number 3 would actually be the UPEO. I had a blast flying it. Granted, it's not as heavily armed, but it has great stability without sacrificing mobility. And I'm sorry, with this plane we annihilated all of Stricken team in one go. Granted, it wasn't actually this plane that did it, but, you know, whatever. 4, I would say the base. Very good all around air superiority and interceptor. But I feel that the Typhoon is too specialized for its own good. And in a game like Ace Combat 6, specialization actually hurts you. The best planes are the multi-rolls. Which is probably why I don't usually fly Typhoons. Then number 5 is the Orange Wing. Mainly it's the slow just because I don't like the color orange. But that's just me. Number 6 is the Type Ace 3. I don't like the way it handles. It feels sluggish. And heavy. It has good speed, but it just, I don't know, it feels like I'm turning with an anchor. And then last but not least, the Idolmaster. The reason why I hate this one, it refuses to lock on to anything. It handles like a dream. Like, for free flight, this Typhoon is amazing. But to actually fight, you need to be able to lock on with this aircraft. And this aircraft refuses to do so. And I'm sorry, but being forced to use this in Liberation of Grace Maria just left this DLC with a sour taste in my mouth. So, it gets the lowest spot. It's the conscientious objector Typhoon. Fair enough. I accept that canon. Alright, tomorrow originally was supposed to be Halo Day, but we're getting close to the end. So tomorrow we'll continue with part 10 of the showcase, the Bearcoot. We have aside from the base plane, we have 4 DLCs to test. Ravik, Galt, Rosgrease, and Violet. So I hope to see you around the same time tomorrow for the Barracuda showcase. And as always, may the golden Rafal smile upon us.